There's now a clear, settled majority opinion in this country which says, look, we're not anti-European. We want to trade with Europe, cooperate with Europe, and get on well with our next-door neighbours, but we don't want a part of political union. There's an obstacle, though, and the obstacle is here tonight in the form of Nick Clegg. It's the career political class and their friends in big business. They want us to keep this status quo.
If it sounds too good to be true, then it probably is. You've just heard it from Nigel Farage. You'll hear it from him all evening. He'll say that we can quit the European Union, we can isolate ourselves in the world, and still protect jobs, still protect trade, still punch above our weight. That we can have all the good things of being in Europe without actually being in Europe. It's a dangerous con.
We have given false hope to those Western Ukrainians, and did you see them with their EU flags and their banners? They actually toppled a democratically elected leader. Yes, I know Ukraine's corrupt, I know he wasn't perfect, but they toppled a leader, and I do not want to be part of an emerging expansionist EU foreign policy. I think it'll be a danger to peace.
Nick Clegg.
Well, I have to say, listening to that, it seems to me if I'm the leader of the party of in, Nigel Farage is the leader of Putin. And it's just extraordinary that his loathing of the European Union is so all-consuming that he is now seeking to justify and defend the actions of a man, Vladimir Putin, who, Ukraine is one thing. Look what's happening in Syria. He is the only man on the planet who, with one telephone call to President Assad, the most brutal dictator in the world, could actually help bring the participants to that awful, awful conflict to the negotiating table. Let me just show you, this is a leaflet from UKIP. It says here, it's a picture of a very unhappy-looking Native American. It says, he used to ignore immigration, now he lives on a reservation. The suggestion being that if we ignore immigration, the British people will be cooped up on a reservation. Nigel Farage, we are not, by staying in the European Union, we are not going to be cooped up on a Native American reservation. What are you going to say next? That you're a crazy horse or sitting bull? We've got to have a level-headed debate about these things.
I don't. So often the debate on immigration is framed in terms of economics. You know, one side claims it's a net benefit to the economy, and the other side claims, actually, it's costing us money because we're having to pay for primary school places. But I think the real impact and the real upset up and down this country, the shock, if you like, is that immigration on this scale has changed fundamentally the communities, not just of London, but actually of every city and every market town in this country. And it's happened rapidly over the course of the last few years. It's led to increasing segregation in our towns and cities, which for a country that has always had a great record of racial harmony and integration is bad news. But worst of all, what it's done socially, it has left, I'm afraid, a white working class, and yes, I know educationally, many have not done as well as we would like, but it's left a white working class effectively as an underclass.
The problem with people like Nigel Farage is they swing at windmills. They see conspiracies everywhere. I wouldn't be surprised if Nigel Farage soon tells us that the moon landing was a fake, that Barack Obama isn't American, that Elvis isn't dead.
I can understand why big business supports you, because what you've done is given us a cheap labour economy.
Small businesses.
Now that's been very good for big business, been very good for rich people to take on servants, but it has not been good for the people at the bottom of society. And we need to find a way to give people at the bottom of society and to give our young people jobs. And we will not do that with an open door immigration policy to southern and eastern Europe.
I tell you what I don't believe in. I don't believe in the dishonesty in saying to the British people that we can turn the clock back. What next?
No,
are you going to say we should return to the gold standard?
No, we're going
or a pre-decimal currency?
This is the 21st century.
Or maybe get W.G. Grace to open the batting for England again. This is the 21st century. It's not the 19th century.